In this video, I'm going to be highlighting the 10 best discoveries I have made on Google Earth this year. Over the last couple of months, I have spent a lot of time scouring the western United States using Google Earth, and I'm honestly shocked by how much I found. Whether it be geological, archaeological, or ecological features, Google Earth allows me to find things that I probably wouldn't have ever noticed from the ground, in places that aren't in guidebooks. Everything on this list is a very unique or beautiful feature of the American West, and I'm planning on visiting many of them very soon. Some, however, may take me years to reach. Number 10 is what I like to call the Great Gray Eye. I'm pretty sure it's just a massive anticline dome like Upheaval Dome in Canyonlands National Park. It really does resemble an eye to me because of its oval shape, and it reminds me a lot of the Eye of the Sahara. However, due to it being relatively flat, it doesn't seem to be a popular feature to visit. It looks like the kind of place that wouldn't look like much from the ground, but flying my drone overhead would reveal the amazing geology. I only stumbled upon it in the first place because I was planning out a driving route, and since it's next to a major road, I just happened to notice it. It seems like a great roadside stop, and I can't wait to get a drone photo of this place. Number 9 is a large set of ruins I located in a sandstone canyon. It is amazing to me that in some places Google Earth is imaged so well that I can easily pick out ruins among sandstone alcoves. In most places you can't see into alcoves like this, it just looks like a blurry flat wall. But in some places they have used high quality imagery techniques that yields an almost photorealistic landscape. This picks up even small ancient ruins and allows me to look inside the alcoves. In this small canyon, I managed to find several cliff buildings as well as some small stone circles on the canyon floor. This area also seems to have some beautiful rock formations as well, with this wavy white and red sandstone bluff really standing out to me. Number 8 is a black basalt butte. But what makes this butte special is it's dotted with striking orange hill faces. I have no idea how these repeated orange faces among the black basalt of the butte are even possible, which makes this all the more intriguing. I would expect a butte like this to be completely composed of dark igneous rock, and not to have what looks like bright orange sedimentary rock layered within it. It also looks like this river channel is completely orange at the bottom, which beautifully juxtaposes the overlying black hill slopes. Overall, this is just a really confusing feature that I would love to have a geologist explain to me. The surrounding buttes also have similar orange hills on them, and it seems like a beautiful landscape to explore. Unfortunately for me, these buttes are located on Native American land, which means I will probably never get permission to travel here. Because of that, this location will likely remain just a cool find on the map, not a place I can actually explore on foot. But honestly, it's nice to know that there are still places in the American West that will forever stand in silence, unburdened of travelers like me ever walking over them. Number 7 is a strange circle of sandstone that to me looks like a natural amphitheater. This half circle is completely natural because it's just way too big to be a Native American ruin, and it's also clearly composed of the same sandstone as the surrounding cliffs. It just seems to be a formation of pure erosional chance. I do think climbing onto the center structure that is situated perfectly in the middle of the circle would yield a pretty amazing view. I only found this place because its strangely geometric shape really caught my eye among all the randomness of the surrounding canyons. I'm actually planning a backpacking trip in this canyon pretty soon, so hopefully I'll be able to go climb that center structure and get a view of this thing. Number 6 is a cinder cone kapuka. I'm going to assume most people don't know what a kapuka is, and I only recently learned of the term myself, so let me explain it real quick. Kapuka is a Hawaiian word, and it is a term for a small piece of land that is isolated from the surrounding landscape by a large lava flow. This happens a lot in Hawaii, but it can also happen other places too. Anywhere there's a large lava flow over a hilly landscape. When it does occur, it causes the Kipuka to be completely disconnected from its surroundings, especially for plants. This makes them important ecological time capsules where scientists can look into the past and see what a landscape looked like before invasive species were introduced by humans, as a lot of these lava flows predate European civilization in the West. This cinder cone Kipuka that I found likely shares a similar story. I highly doubt cows or many people will have made the trek across the several miles of pure basalt to reach this small hill, meaning it's probably untouched by invasive species like cheatgrass. Also, I just think hiking to the top of this cinder cone would give me a beautiful view of this lava flow, making it an even better find. Number 5 is what I'm calling the castle on the cliff. This is one of those areas where the imagery isn't too great, but from what I can tell, this looks like an amazing Native American ruin situated right on the cliff of a sandstone canyon. The reason I'm calling it a castle is because the circular structures of the ruin seem to be connected by straight walls, giving it the appearance of a medieval castle. This seems like a super fun place to check out, and I can imagine that the site would be very photogenic just due to its location on the cliff. I was pretty excited when I found this ruin because I can usually only find them where the imagery is really high quality, like in the earlier find. But for this one, I just got really lucky, I guess, and I was able to pick it out on this kind of blurry imagery. At number 4, I have the geometric pits. This is my most recent find, and I was shocked when I first found it. These pits look absolutely bizarre, and what's even stranger is how they seem to follow a sort of ring pattern. The whole site only covers a square mile, and I need to read up more on the geology, but from what I've read, these are sinks that are formed by groundwater dissolving layers of rock under the sandstone, which then causes the sandstone to collapse over the newly exposed cavity. The only hitch with me exploring this landscape is that these pits are located on private land, so I'm going to have to figure out how to contact the landowner and attempt to get permission. From what I can tell, there's almost no photos of this area online except for aerial photos, so I just think a video of this place would be really awesome. I also found a couple other patches of similar looking pits nearby which look equally impressive. It seems like exploring this area would be quite the adventure, and I can't imagine how cool this place would look from a drone. Hopefully, I can get permission to visit them soon. Number 3 is the lava lakes. While exploring this lava flow for cave openings, I realized that a large portion of the lava flow had been flooded, causing it to form many lakes that act as little oases on the basalt. Normally, barely anything can grow on straight basalt, but these lakes seem to have provided enough soil and nutrients for a large amount of greenery. This got me excited because I think seeing a bunch of vibrant green plant life among a completely black backdrop would look amazing. I think taking a stand-up board out here and paddling around on this largest lake would be quite the experience. The flooding is probably artificial, being caused by a nearby rancher or farmer, probably to provide water to cows. Speaking of which, whoever is farming nearby is making some very satisfying looking fields with all these lines. Number 2 are these massive X rock formations that I found while exploring some nearby mountains. There are several of these X's, and they're made up of what looks to be like crossing volcanic dikes. Volcanic dikes are formed by lava protruding into cracks into softer rocks, which leads to a hard igneous layer eroding out of a softer rock layer, often vertically. One of the most well-known examples of this that you probably would have seen are the dikes that lead away from Shiprock in New Mexico. The dikes that I found here are equally impressive, and it's even more awesome that they just happen to cross each other to form these massive X's. While I doubt there's any hidden treasure located around here, I do think hiking over and around these X's would be an amazing day. This is also just another great example of how, just by pure chance, geology can form some crazy geometric looking shapes that we normally wouldn't expect to see. Before we get to number one, I thought I would have two honorable mentions, and these are my two finds that I already visited this year. The first one are these beautiful gray hills that I discovered have absolutely no plants on them. I visited this place and it was amazing. The other one is this strange orange pit that I found out on a bluff of sandstone, and this place was also amazing when I visited it, and also way bigger than I thought it was going to be. After I found and visited these places, I really realized that Google Earth is just an amazing tool, and I can't believe that I can just see almost every surface of the Earth just on my computer for free. And after these videos is when I really started to search a lot more, and how I ended up finding all of the really awesome places in this video. Finally, at number one, I have what I like to call the shark teeth. These are made of colorful sandstone flatirons. Flatirons are triangle-shaped formations that can occur anywhere water is eroding away steeply uplifted rock layers. They're quite a common formation, and they can be seen all over the West because there's a lot of uplift out here. However, these ones are just especially beautiful because of the bright red sandstone layers, making them stand out against the lower rock layers. I think flying my drone over these would also provide some absolutely stunning shots, and honestly probably the best drone shots I'll ever get. And what makes me even more excited to go out here is I've actually never seen flatirons up close in person. Like, I know I said they were common earlier, and they are, but I've just never gone hiking around any in the West, so that makes me super excited to see these. I'm actually planning on visiting the Shark Teeth in just a couple of weeks because I'm planning a big road trip where I'm going to go and visit the Shark Teeth and hopefully a couple other locations on this list. So if you're interested in that and seeing these places in person, make sure to subscribe so you can get notified of those in the future. If you like this video and you want to see some of my past adventures, make sure to click on one of these videos here. Thank you so much for watching.